guys? Here with Neon Lights podcast today, doing interviews of local business that just started with AI. Here with Tony and Hide. They just started a new company called
Replicaide.
A new cutting edge AI here that just launched maybe 2 weeks ago, next month, something like that.
A couple months ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soft launch was this last weekend at Tavera.
Nice.
Yeah.
What does it do? What are you guys aiming to fix?
So right now we are a conversational company, and so we're going deep in the voice space. So some people have seen ChatGPT's little voice that you can interact and talk with, and so essentially we've created our own, but also not just being very widespread. We are attacking what a lot of people are saying is this new wave of, they call it AI agents as a technical term, and really what it is agentic, or where a human doesn't have to tell the AI what to do. It's just like an employee, okay, go do this XYZ, and then come back to me when it's done. And bringing that end-to-end model specifically within the real estate space for now is what we're attacking. So
you guys want to give us a little bit of the intro about you guys? You want to start up, Hide?
Sure. My name is Hide Araki. Originally from Chicago. Moved here about 5 years ago for a job position. Never looked back since then. I love the culture here, the weather mainly. Chicago is very cold in the winter times and very hot and humid. But I love the dry heats here. So right now at the moment, I am going all in with Tony at Replicaide. Quit my job 6 months ago, my 15-year B2B business career. So it's a big leap of faith, but happy to, thank you, brother.
That's a big move, dude. That's awesome. Blessings to you this year and everything with that. And getting their own business off the ground is a big step.
Yes, it is.
And then, when you got Tony?
Yep. So my name, I usually go by Tony B, but Tony Benton. I have lived in Vegas pretty much my whole life. Moved here when I was about 1 year old, and so pretty much Vegas is all I know. Grew up here, went to Silverado High School, and then my last 2 years went to Liberty High School, graduated from Liberty. And I played baseball, in school. And so, was looking to take that route, but, business always had kind of a knack for me and was very interesting. And so, went to CSN for a little bit, honestly hated it, and was like, I can go full in on business. And so, really started to kind of grind my teeth as a young entrepreneur in financial services, but it wasn't like an 18-year-old saying, hey, you should talk about retirement. It didn't really sit well too much, Right. So quickly was like, okay, what are some alternatives? And then I got into social media marketing at the time, back in like 2018, 2019. And so,
that's a good time.
it was like the surge of
it was the
that
thing. SEO. Yep. Tagging names now,
and it was a lot easier too.
right. And now we got like Web 3.0 coming, and it's just going to be even harder if you don't have like at least a little bit of a fingerprint out there. Yeah, it's going to be a struggle and cost you thousands of dollars to just get your foot in the door.
That's right. Yeah.
And then DJ, you want to give us a little head up on you guys too, man?
Yeah, my name's DJ. I do a type of therapy. It's called program therapy, and it's not really designed to be like a talk therapy. I don't use a whole lot of psychology. It's not like that. It's more helping people understand, life. Generically, we're all living life. Help people see what is subjectively happening to them, where it comes from. Get into a lot about the subconscious, how it interacts with your awareness, with your ego, if you will. Help people break down, from the beginning of where their belief system is set in place, and help them understand what their beliefs actually are and talk through them, because most people operate in what we call autopilot. And I help people try to get themselves out of autopilot and just see what's happening around them, not necessarily to say you should do any one thing one way, just to show people what autopilot looks like, and that they're not necessarily making decisions that are theirs. They're making decisions that they've seen other people make, and they're just acting them out over and over again. And I help people understand what the idea of love is and how to use that, how to apply pure love, which is just acceptance without judgment, to their relationships, and watch how that changes their life. So that's kind of in a nutshell what I do.
Right. And we're in Vegas, Sin City. You see like 5 people at a slot machine, 2 people hit, 2 else tries, 2 other people fail. Next thing you know, homeless, right?
Next thing you know, they're learning lessons.
Right. Real quick, especially financially here in this town. So, it's good to have that balance.
No lack of customers and clients out here.
Right. And then for me, I'm Harvey Curry. I started Neon Lights here just recently, a few months ago. Been working on it for years. Just started doing this podcast and doing the website and bringing in a lot of local talent and DJs and local businesses here like Hide, and a lot of us that were really in nightlife, but also have a lot of background in technology, apps, software, and using this platform to bring people in Las Vegas together and exposing a little bit of the underside of it, where we're not just people that live in hotel rooms, and that we have a city and a vibe of music, local technology, apps, artists, people doing all kinds of sensational things in this town that really don't get spoke about too much. But yeah, guys, let's get into more about what your guys' business, and thank you for having the time today to come talk to us and let us know about what you guys have been working on, because Taverna turnout looked like it came out pretty good. You guys had really about 100 people there in and out or something.
Yeah, so we were part of a popular event that happens every month. It's called Tech Alley. Just been a network that we've been happy to be a part of. Of course, a lot of things tech driven. And, I felt like it was good timing, I think, as everything, right? Because the same week they had Global Entrepreneurship Week, which is a national thing that's starting to get more traction, and it was happening here in Las Vegas or around Nevada as well. But, I think it was exciting because one of the aspects to our product is it's a global product, right? We try to cover as many languages as we can, right? At this point, I mean, right now we're at about 50.
But you guys had any movement in like any countries, or trying to get out? Yes,
actually, we've have amazing opportunity right now in Latin America. There's only so much I can say on that, right? But we're still, just to know that our technology is being presented in those for major use too, right? So myself, I'm Latino, and so it's a big thing to me to give back to the communities as well. And so I think it's cool because essentially what we're doing, and we can talk more about this later, but we're ushering in smart cities. Right. And AI is kind of the last frontier, I believe, to bridge us over that gap to how we can have the economic, aspect as well as the philanthropic and everything that a smart city needs, right? And so, that's one reason why we're going heavy into real estate, because that's another, like, affordable housing and some other of the things that we're trying to really tack.
I think too, like, it kind of like upsets the 1%ers a little bit too, because it allows the little guy to have a chance also. You don't have to be that rich kid that had $100,000 to your, Donald Trump's dad over here giving out $1 billion to start your first business. Other people that just have a drive and motivation, it gives them an opportunity also to be able to make their own businesses, make their own striving businesses without having to pay for labor they can't afford, or just overhead in business. It gives it a little bit it equals the playing field a little bit. Right.
So, what was I got a couple of questions. What was the motivation to get you started down this particular path, and how long have you guys been in business?
Yeah, I'll go from this because I'm one of the original founders, and so this started back in January, which was under a different name, of course, right? You take so many pivots as a startup.
January of this year,
this year, and we started off always knowing, as myself being somebody that I was very big on software, but not just kind of where the emergence of automation technology was going, right? And so naturally, as AI came in and automation, it took it to another level. And so for me, I was always taught like a very valuable lesson. Like, if you can make money while you're sleeping, then that's how you become wealthy. So I've always kind of wanted to figure out how I could do that for businesses. So, I was in automation technology, and then now with AI, it's allowed me to just, like I said, take that automations and really give businesses a true asset now that is making them money and is doing a lot more than they could ever imagine.
You have like an example like of a business that how it would apply your technology to it?
Yeah. So, as I said, in the real estate space is why we're attacking this market first. Besides me being like a licensed professional in
Let's
it.
say I'm a real estate agent, right? Yeah. And I'm interested, but what would be your services, or what would you be able to offer me as a real estate agent?
So, many things. It's simple. Right now, we're working with my brokerage. What we're doing is helping them from a lead that comes in through Facebook, right? A lot of them are probably notoriously bad. And so we will immediately, once they opt in, right, then the AI can now call them, qualify, and say, what is your interest level? And within seconds, right? I think it's just shifting through, finding the needle in the haystack a lot faster. That's what AI is the best at.
Right.
And so, allowing the realtor to then just have a bunch of appointments where, hey, I've already had this person that I know has gone through the filter process. Okay. And now I'm spending time, because especially for a realtor, they have professional time wasters a lot, and so we want to just help for getting efficiency back in the realtor's time, but we go all the way up to an investor who is looking for a specific return, and so we would play like a matchmaker as well within that process on the properties that they're looking for and how they want to allocate their funds.
So would that be something like, as just me being a real estate agent, would I be able to just utilize that for my company, or is that something the other one does like mass scale, or would it be something like a sign up subscription thing for you guys this thing? So our go-to-market, kind of how we're attacking, is directly to the brokers and the associations and the boards. Because once it becomes standardized, I mean, yeah, we could sell it to an individual agent, but then obviously if I become the broker and the 100 agents underneath them all have to use the technology, it's a different conversation. So, I believe and where most of these models are going to is a consumption based type of structure for the pricing. And so, if it's just one realtor using it, I'm only going to get so much consumption based. But if it's 100 of the realtors, then now we don't have to charge as much on the consumption, but that's really where our bread and butter is going to be. Is that attaching into the MLS system also?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, right now, I mean, it's because it's so regulated, right? You have to get a license in each state, and then you have to get access through that. And so that's just one data source. That's not all the data. That's most what people think of. We have access to land records. We have, off property type of deals. And so, we try data is everything to us, right? We understand it as an AI company. And so, we just want to make it to where it's like, streamlining the process, making it efficient and a nice box for people to where, for instance, as an investor's use case, and says, okay, hey Siri, go find me XYZ property. I want this return in this area. Go do it. Maybe a week, a month later, who knows? It comes back and says, here, we found these options based off your criteria, or here's additional options based off what and it's just, that's where I see maybe in less than 5 years we're going to be.
Is that something that the broker could then train and go, okay, you've got it to a certain level, it does all these tasks, and then they come in and go, well, I do this, and this, and can they again train the AI, or would you guys have to get involved to have the AI do new tasks like that?
That's a great question. So we have to kind of be the ones, because it's all, developed and programmed by our technical team. And so, to basically give the AI human abilities to like navigate websites or do certain things, that does have to be like add-on and programmed. But out of the box, I mean, they come pretty advanced as far as, just knowledge base, being able to search the web and kind of get what you need. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, so there's still a human that needs to be there. But it's helping. Like I said, it's not replacing the realtor. I don't want to replace people, but it's going to make us more efficient, right? Because a realtor only maybe has so much knowledge themselves. So once they can put their brain into it, and then you mix the knowledge of an AI that knows everything, and so then they're handing that over to their clients until they say, hey, I'm not going to always be there for you, but this can be, and this can be your helper because you're my client and I want to give you the best service, right? And so that's where I see more of just like user friendliness, right? Where the person can kind of converse with it and just spend more time with the AI, right? Doing the things that, they can do that the people, I feel like, we can spend more time on like actually things that are driving the needle further, you know?
Is it like something like a talk to AI, or is it like an app or a software, or?
Yeah, conversation. So the voice interacts.
Oh, cool.
And I could play it for you guys at some point if we get a chance. But
kind of like the Chat GPT.
Exactly,
where you
exactly like that.
You talk back to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have conversations on like phone calls, right? And so our amazing company like 11 Labs is now like
they're fired.
We were doing that before they pushed this new update, but now you're going to start seeing a lot more people with the Chat GPT like voice where you can talk to it and it can do what you want, because 11 Labs is more of that widespread, just here's the tech and then go run with it. Whereas we're like, okay, we figured we don't want to run that race, right? We're not OpenAI, we're not 11 Labs, but you know, like I said, if the barrier of entry into like what we're doing is you have to become a licensed professional. You have to, you know,
it's a niche in the market.
Yeah,
right?
it's so much harder.
It's harder to go against those big boys that have like those $1 billion budgets, right?
Yep.
Like, and especially since they got like, you know, we're not all professional coders. We all didn't start this when we were younger. Shoot, back in the day, we had like the 486 computers back in the Windows, right? You know, like Windows 95, you know what I mean? So us in this age is a little bit more different. You know, we're so agile with our history of technology, but also there's some 12-year-old kid out there just smoking the brakes off all of us, right?
Have you guys, are you guys beta testing this at all? Is it already out there being used? Like, what kind of feedback have you been getting?
Yeah, Hide, you want to?
In terms of the real estate side of things, it's still under development, right? But in terms of initial feedback has been quite positive, considering that it's still beta. So that's already kind of a testament of our tech team that this does work. There's a market need for it, and it's actually quite bigger than what one might expect. Like I said, our opportunity that first came out is in Latin America. So language is actually a really big part of our core strength. Could anyone want to guess how many languages there are recorded to date today in the world?
No
number
idea.
of languages. Take a guess.
1,000, 500.
I was going to say
Okay,
452.
Okay, Harvey's closer, 7,500.
Wow, I was going to say 10,000.
And that's only
7,500.
recorded number of languages.
That doesn't count what's been lost.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
So that's another thing is and this is more of Tony's vision as well, is to get our products in hands of every single person, 8 billion plus people in the world. And to do that, you have to also understand their languages, right? Because not everyone, I mean, English, yes, universally it's well known and most popular, but go ahead.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to. I was going to ask about dialect. Like, so you're talking about training something that, like, where I could come up and talk to it with my slang that I use. Hey, what's up? Grab me one of these. I'm gonna, and it's gonna recognize going to as gonna, and things like that.
So that's part of an amazing partnership we have. So Cambridge University in the UK, one of their research labs, we've been blessed to have that opportunity to, have an advanced speech recognition technology, right? Because I'm not a linguist, right? But they've given us the ability, like I said earlier, where we have like already access to 50 languages and growing, right? But I was grilling them too, because I actually had the opportunity this last year in 2023, towards the end of the year, for 6 months, I lived in Chile. Chilean Spanish is nothing like the rest of any Spanish. It is the most difficult.
It's a whole nother mousetrap.
It's a different language. They call it Chilean, right? It's it's just so indigenous and such. And
dialects
so
are
the dialect and it's such a hard nuance. If you ask any Hispanic person, they say, "Oh, why would you go to Chile to learn Spanish?" It was like a joke to me, right? But I wanted to get in the difficult aspect to know that culture more, my culture, right? To really see the nuanced differences, but when I went and tested it, I was like, okay, I'm shocked, right? Because Chilean slang is.
Are you Chilean?
No, I'm not Chilean. No, I'm Mexican, right? But
have you been?
Yeah, being there, right? So the slang, just living in the 6 months of how I can get these people to. Okay, I'm like, what are all these words? I thought this was Spanish, right? And it's not. It's Chilean, and so that was one of the cool aspects to your point, right? Where it's like. Colombia, Chile, Peru, they all have their different words. They all have, and so the world is so much bigger, right? Than even me naively thinking, I speak a little bit of Spanish. I'll be okay in Chile. No, and it's just not.
It didn't work out for me at all. And also, it's the ratio of the guys and girls there is 9 to 1.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's 9 guys to 1 girl.
Yeah, no, 9 girls.
9 girls to 1 guy. Yeah, it's a very.
So you learned to speak. You learned to speak it really fast.
No, I did not learn very quickly. All I did learn is that if you get caught cheating, there, they will actually kill the woman versus the man because they have there's not as many men there.
Yeah, so
the women would rather kill the other woman than the man. They need to save the men there.
That's so crazy.
I was like, this is my favorite vacation ever. I love Chile.
We're going to go back together. I love but no, honestly, one cool thing about Chile, I got to go to Easter Island.
Oh, man, that was awesome. I got to go there, too.
Yeah.
And, like, only got to go for a few hours. Like, it was like,
oh, wow. You got to go.
We took a boat. We took the boat there.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, and it was wild. And, like, we did a little helicopter tour, but it was fucking beautiful. And
I heard that all got burned.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got destroyed in the last few years or whatever. That's crazy.
Oh, I haven't been back.
No, not.
It's been like 15 years since I went back.
I think I was just listening to something. I want to say it was last year, and it was like a year before that. Somebody had gone out there, and they somehow had gotten materials out there that could burn the stone. Like it destroyed like the top halves of all that stuff. Was, yeah.
Wow, I did not hear about that.
Yeah, somebody's family.
Fact check me. I'm pretty sure I got that straight.
Someone got impregnated on that island and got pissed. Somebody's uncle's baby's daddy is mad.
Something. What are those? What even are those statues?
They're so sacred.
It doesn't make sense.
They're so old. It's like
nobody even understands how they're made. Where they put their.
I forgot. What are they dated to?
Back in the 1500s. So I did the tour. So they made them out of the volcanic ash. So they would like go and like cut it out of the volcano and then slide it down the mountain and move it to where those look. So all the stuff you see now is re-put up. All that stuff, I maybe you're right, but like that stuff's been torn down. But when we go back and you see like the touristy stuff where they're all standing, that's because like archaeologists went in, put up all those statues manually, right? Oh, wow. They want to reenact and show what it was like back in their prime time. But most of them, to your point, were fallen, were destroyed, and they kind of like revitalize what you see now.
It's kind of like in Japan, like where you go to Hiroshima and like you get there and then like you see like the structure of the castle there, but like you don't really get to see the rest of the building. And then they have the IKEA castle next to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that most recent? I haven't been back in Hiroshima specifically for many, many years. So.
Yeah, it's been like almost like 10 years since I went there, but I went there and I got to see the original where the bomb hit, and then I got to go over there where they had the Hiroshima castle. And then they had the IKEA castle that was right next to it, which it looked like an old school castle. But then I was like, those look like the IKEA light switches and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's the remake of the original building.
Right.
Right. But, historically, it was cool to see what it looked like.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But also, how do people connect with you guys? Or like, how are you guys sourcing for clients or reaching out to these other countries and partnering up with other companies or anything like that? Or
I'd say Hide is one of our secret agents over there. You know,
he's definitely a hidden weapon.
He does an amazing job. I think that's why I love that he's all in and what we're doing, because a great saying, like, if you want to take the island, you got to burn your boats. And so I think Hide could talk more to just how he does it, but he's definitely championed us on that.
Also, what's your guys' all Instagrams? So people can find you guys individually or like look at your guys' books.
My Instagram is I am the Tony B. So just how it's spelled is how you say it for Instagram, and then you can find us on my website, thetonyb.com is a personal website, but find us on replicaide.com as well.
Okay, mine is Afro Samurai 415, and then for the podcast or also for our website for the DJ bookings and the entertainment in Vegas is Neon Lights Las Vegas. And then what's yours, Hide?
Yeah, the best way to reach me actually is on LinkedIn. I'm on there quite actively, so it's under Hide, or it's spelled out Hide, Hide, last name Araki, Araki.
All right, dope. And then also, you guys have a website right now for you guys' pod or for your guys' website?
Yeah, Replicaide, REPLICAIDE.com, where you can reach us.
And then, so we're looking for local brokers. If you guys are looking for any progress for your guys' company, or if you guys are looking for any networking there. Also, you guys have any new events coming up?
We're going to be doing some stuff at CES.
Dope. You guys gonna have a booth over there also?
No, not a booth. We didn't plan that far ahead. We'll have some partners that will have booths. But we will be a part we have some offspring people that are, because it's here in town, they're doing like pitch events and a lot of other things, kind of like ancillary outside events. So kind of tied in with CES. So.
That's awesome. We're going to be over there also for CES, and we're doing a couple of interviews. So hopefully we can do this one more time.
That would be awesome.
At CES.
That would be so cool.
Right. Because I hosted almost every year. I've been going to CES for almost like 9 fucking years now. It's insane.
So then if I see you there, I'll save our voice model. I'll do that.
Oh, dude, yeah.
On that.
Yeah. Or, maybe we can help you guys shoot something this week. And we can load it up when we put it up on the interview later. Yep. We'll put it up there and then make a new one there.
Yeah.
Then we'll get one of those little robots to fucking do it for us.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, dude, thank you so much, you guys, for coming today, and I can't wait to see some more progress. To keep us posted, and I'll put the link up for everybody so you guys can check out their interview and also their company link on the post.
Yeah. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Thanks, guys.
For the time.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.